my lovelies. How y'all doing? Sorry, trying to adjust my camera here. Boom. Let's see if we got that. Okay. Hi, everybody. How are you guys doing today? You guys may be logged into different devices because it should not be from the links. I don't know. Can you guys see me? Let me just get my chat up and running here to make sure you can see me. Um, you. So I just want to make sure that you, okay, perfect. Okay, so you can see me perfecto. Let me just move my camera. I'm sorry, y'all. Oh, it's hot here in Atlanta. And turn. Hey, Ronnie, how are you, sweetie? Hey, Ashley. All right, putting myself on do not disturb. How is everyone doing? Okay, so we have only here. We have Ronnie. We have Ashley. Um, I don't know what's going on with the computers because right now it's showing me only two of you are here, and I just want to get like a little roll call going before I start. I hope you guys are having a great weekend so far. So hey, Kimberly. Okay, so we now got okay. So, I have made some changes, my loves, okay? I'm in the process of making some changes. So, I want to make sure that you guys are aware of what's going on. I do know that I put some of the information up in the daily vibration for today, okay? Um, I am not going to be keeping the same structure or order that I'm doing on the channel now. So you guys will not see me at a structured time like I was before. It's going to be more inspired now and led by spirit. I am definitely going to keep putting the dailies up, and I will try to pack as much information in the dailies as possible. I'm probably going to pull back on the readings a little bit. Hey, Jasmine. I'm probably going to pull back on the readings a little bit. I do need to tap into to hear from myself right now. This is what I do for a living. The tarot reading is just not a gift. That is one aspect, but I also am a Reiki energy healer. I'm a life coach, and I'm a mother, which means that this is also a business for me. And I give a lot, and I need to restructure my business so I can be able to maintain and pay my bills. And right now, the way that I'm going and the hours and the time that I'm putting in, I am not seeing the donations coming in to sustain all of that energy that I'm putting in. So I need to figure out a way where I can still be able to give the information, get the support from the community and the family that I need to continue to study, to learn, to grow, to give, to continue to give back. So I'm making some changes. You guys will not be seeing me on Spiritual Conversations or Relationship Chronicles as structured as it was anymore. I'll be more random, so make sure your notification buttons are set. What I will be doing in this time that we're in, however, is I will be tapping into the energy because there's a lot of fear mongering going on, and I will be tapping into that energy so you guys can know how to move through a lot of this energy. So I'm not going to disappear, but I do need to pull back so I can hear of what my next move is and what I need to do going forward. Okay. So with that being said, let's get into it today. I'm excited about today because today is when we are really talking about communicating with the spiritual realm, like communicating with your guide. So if I can get a roll call to see who is here, because I see 5 people and I want to make sure that I'm engaging with the correct 5 people. So I have I have Jasmine, I have Ashley, uh, okay, um, I have Kimberly and Ronnie. Okay, Veronica. Okay, cool. So that's 5 of you. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Perfect. Okay, so we're gonna just start and everyone can do playback, okay? I'm super excited about today because today we are talking about communicating with your guides and your angels and more. And last week, your assignment was to tap into your guide and connect with your guide by using the exercises that we've been going through. So if I can just get a roll call as to who was able to at least connect with their guide or maybe even possibly get your guide's name. And if not, if you have not done that, we can definitely begin the exercise today going through that. So we're going to literally be going through week 1 again to begin the exercises because that's the foundation. Okay. We will be doing it. This is how you get it. We're going to have to physically do this for you to get it, okay? So did everyone, were you able to meet your guides last week? And were you able to tap into the names of your guide? And if you did not, okay, I got the name, but I'm not 100% sure. Okay, so Jasmine, so that's something you can work on in today's class when we go into the physical aspect of practicing the exercise, okay? Ashley said, my guides did not give me a name, but connected with me. Okay, Ashley, you also can ask for names today. Okay, so only you have the name and you've connected. Because I think last week you said you got the name, if I'm not mistaken. Okay. Ronnie said, I think I did. I got a name. Okay, perfect. Okay, so now, when we go into the exercise today, I want you guys to go in asking, yes, both. Okay, perfect. When we go into the exercise today, I want you guys to ask questions. If you don't have a name, you can ask for a name, okay? And you can also ask for confirmation of that name. If you feel something in your spirit and you are not sure, you can also ask them to confirm. Remember, this is always ask to confirm if you're not sure, okay? That's going to be key. But another thing I want you to do when we're going in today to be introduced, I want you to also ask them to tell you about themselves, right? Now, and then I'm going to teach you how this happens, because this is going to be subtle, okay? You will be surprised as to what your spirit guides would teach you about mom, okay? So first of all, let me give you a little insight of how I met my spirit guide, okay? I have several spirit guides, okay? But there's one main one that has been with me through over my eons of lifetime. So this is just my guide that is assigned to me, period, okay? His name is Will, and it's actually like a hermaphrodite energy. It's feminine and masculine energy combined in one. This entity is a feminine and a masculine energy combined in one, but the energy that it projects with is dominantly masculine. Okay, now this is the type of information that you guys will give you if you asked. Okay, when I asked to be introduced to my guide, I remember I was standing outside and an elemental flew by, and I think I was on the phone with Kelly. And I kept talking about this elemental that was trying to get my attention. And she's like, why the fuck you just ask like what they want, you know? Because you always shush them away. Like you don't, you know, because sometimes I just don't want to be bothered. Okay. I've gotten several names. So I'm not sure. I've been having a rough time connecting. No, you just don't know how to trust yet, Jasmine. And we're gonna deal with the trusting today. Okay. Because it shouldn't be something that's forced. It's really all about trusting, because a lot of times you hear the information and you're not sure is what you heard, so you doubt. Okay, so this is going to be able to, we're getting rid and releasing the doubt. Okay, so I asked this energy or this and I believe at the time Will was coming through as a dragonfly. I think the first time I was introduced to Will came through as a dragonfly. And I asked the name, and he said, Will I Am. And immediately my mind went to the dude from Blackstreet, like Will I Am. And then he said no, and then he broke down exactly what I needed to get from the name. Okay, so my spiritual guide is Will, and Will came through as a dragonfly. I was standing out on the back deck looking at the lake, and he came through. Now, the way that Will appears now as a gnat, like a fruit fly. It could be 20 fucking degrees outside, ain't no fruits nowhere, and Will just show up. Okay, so I'm always aware. Okay, and he'll make his presence known. Like he would fly all around, land on my nose, you know, and I know his presence. So when I see a gnat fly or the fruit fly pops up, especially when it's not the season and I don't have fruits all around, I know immediately that's Will, and I know to listen, because there's going to be whispers. Okay, now with that being said, okay, one of the ways that will confirm this to me, okay, when I asked for the name of my guide, he took me back to that flash of the dragonfly and the name, okay? So there are going to be times when you ask questions, they're going to take you back to a particular place in time or moment in time for you to recoup some knowledge, to make whatever your situation you're going through, to either confirm or for you to gain more clarity in the situation. So you also want to pay attention to the flashbacks that happen, okay, within your mind's eye, or a thought that pops up within your mind's eye. If you're communicating, if you ask a question and a thought pops up or a situation pops up from the past, you want to reflect on that and see what they're trying to show you from that experience, okay? Because they also work with flashbacks, or they work with visions or a feeling, okay? So I want you guys to let me just okay, let's start off on the basics. Okay, now we're going to do the breathing exercise to take us in. Okay, just so you can connect with what's going on around you. And then once we do the breathing exercise to take us in, I'm then going to explain to you some of the ways that the spiritual world works. Okay, and some of the ways that it communicates, so you guys can have a better understanding, right? But I really do need you to clear your mind first. So if you can get comfortable, we're going to do about three breathing exercise where we're tapping into what's going on around us, and we're able to separate ourselves from everything. Okay, so that way when I start to do explain the exercises, you're more aware and you're open to hear what messages are coming in. All right, so let's just relax, shake it all off, and we're going to do three quick breathing exercises just to connect with everything around us and then deconnect so we can hear. Okay, all right, close your eyes, guys, and we're going to breathe in deeply and breathe out. Okay, deep breath in, deep breath out, deep breath in, deep breath out, deep breath in, deep breath out. Now, it's okay if you are not stationary. You can breathe with your eyes open, okay? This is still all about being consciously aware of what's going on around you. And this is something you can do with your eyes open, okay? So we're just going to sit in silence for a few moments, and we're going to pay attention to all of the sounds that's going on around us on the outside. That will be the car passing in the background, the kids playing, the conversations outside of your windows, the fan in the ceiling. Find all of the external noises. And once you think you've gotten all of the external noises, I want you to go within and I want you to ask the question. And for some of you, it's going to be, what is the name of my guide? What is your name? For some of you, it may be where you're from, or whatever question you feel led to ask. You're going to ask that question and pay attention to the first answer that comes up. Breathe in. Breathe out. Ask your question. First answer that came to mind, we're going to open our eyes. Okay. Now, we're gonna do this two more times. Okay. We're gonna do this two more times. All right. Close your eyes again. All right. If you are not stationary, once again, it is okay. You can keep your eyes open. Just focus on your breathing and pay attention to all of the sounds going on externally. Okay. All of the sounds around you. So deep breath in. Deep breath out. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. Now I want you to listen to all of the sounds externally. And as you're paying attention to the sounds externally, in a moment you are going to ask yourself a question. And what you're paying attention to that surfaces, deep breath out, deep breath in, deep breath out. Now you're going to ask your question. Grab your first answer. And you're going to open your eyes. Okay, breathe that out. Okay, this is the last one. All right, let's go. Close your eyes. Deep breath out. And as you're breathing in, just breathe in all of the positivity, all of the peace, all of the understanding. Deep breath out. You're breathing out all of the worry, all of the fear, all of the anxiety. Okay? Pay attention to all of the external sounds. Once you find all of the external sounds, I want you to now go back within and just by asking a question. You're going to grab the first answer that comes to your mind. Deep breath in, deep breath out. Open your eyes. Okay. Personally, I got the same answer for this, and I asked it the same question 3 times, and I got the same answer all 3 times. Um, let me know what you guys got. Jasmine, Ashley, Ronnie. Let me know what you guys got. Okay, so Ashley said, I felt like my guys put me on a do not disturb this week, but I am able to feel them and smell a sweet smell of random. So just let me tell you, Ashley, there's a peace that surpasses all understanding around that's surrounding you right now. So they haven't left. Okay, really there is a sense of peace and protection around you, and if you have not feel that yet, you need to rest in that. Okay, it kind of feels like an all is well that's surrounding you. So I want to say commune with them. They haven't left you. You've gotten clear. I kind of feel like, Ashley, you've gotten clear instructions already, and you just need to sit in that. Okay, I didn't get an answer to my question this time. Okay. You didn't get an answer to your question this time. All right. So, Ronnie, remember, right? It's not that you're not going to get an answer, Ronnie. The answer may come in differently. Okay. So, what you're going to do now, okay, this next part of the class, right, as you're moving forward throughout this week, to pay attention to the signs and the symbols as they're coming in. Okay. So, this week, Ronnie, this week is going to be able to help you to gain the answers to your questions. Okay. Okay, it felt like that. Perfect, Ashley. Okay. Kimberly said, okay, I got my guy's name as we did it this time. Okay. And I seen the hands ascending upward. Perfect. Okay, so Kimberly, okay, perfect. Okay, perfect, Kimberly. Okay. So now, Kimberly, for those of you that have your guide's name, definitely feel free to interact with your guide, on a personal basis, okay? I personally have asked my guide where they're from, and it's a Series planet, Series B, okay? And my guide is like from the blue people, okay? And very, 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 very powerful, very, very strong being, okay? And I'm actually um grateful to have this type of energy around me, because this being is and like I said, throughout my lifetimes, I've traveled, this has been my guide. And it's a vast awareness of understanding and information, surpassing anything that we can even compute, you know with the human sized brain that's coming through. So I want you guys to understand the guides and the so let me just say this to you guys now, okay? If you are here, I'm not going to sugarcoat things for you. If you are here, I'm not going to step lightly, okay? Because you've invested your time, and you've invested your donation, and I am going to let you know exactly how things come through for me in the spiritual realm, okay? So please understand. Okay, Kimberly, if I'm buffering, you may want to X off and come back on, okay? Um, uh, So I want you guys to understand that we are not the only ones in this universe, okay? And what we've been taught about a lot of how this world functions and how it operates is not true, okay? We are truly all energetical beings, and everything is electrical magnetic energy, okay? So please understand that. There are beings of higher, greater energy source, right? That we can't even fathom, right? So please know that a lot of your guides and a lot of your connections may not always be from this earthly realm, okay? Because we are multi-dimensional beings, okay? So you can be getting communication from higher guides that's not even realm, okay? You will also have ancestors that has transitioned and that can work with you on the basic shit, like how to get money, how to start your business, how to keep your business sustained, right? But when we're talking at a level, these are more of the multi-dimensional aspects of yourself that you will be dealing with, okay? So I want you guys to know that, to understand it right away. But if you know how they communicate and you understand signs and symbols, you will be. I want you guys to start really. These are basic symbols. I don't know if you guys can see this. And you guys can Google the alchemic symbols. All right, these are basic symbols, and these symbols are everywhere, and these are symbols that you should know. Okay, these are all symbols you should know, because these are symbols that show up in your everyday life. Okay. um I am going to see if I can actually take a screenshot and then send this out via email for you guys, so you don't have to like go searching the web for it. So let me write that down. Screenshot of the alchemic symbols. Email screenshot of symbols. Okay. I'm going to email this for you guys, okay? I keep a printout of stuff because I always like to reference, okay? So this is going to be important. I'm going to explain to you why this is going to be important, because some of these symbols, right, you will see in commercials, you will see in your dreams, you will see in your third eye, you will see in your imagination, and you need to know exactly what the symbols represent, okay? For example, this symbol represents Saturn. Okay, this symbol right here. This symbol represents Saturn. And Saturn represents order and structure, right? And Saturn is also lead, right? Now, remember now, lead is being removed from all of the houses, and it is now banned from you having lead in your pipes and lead in your houses. What you guys don't know is lead is also a blocker of high radioactive frequencies that can harm you. Okay, now why is this important for you to know that this is Saturn? In the universe, and your spirit speaks within symbol, is because if you ask, say for example, you ask the universe a question, and Saturn, by the way, governs order and structure, right? And this is not something that you need to know in depth. You don't need to know this shit in depth. You just need to understand what the symbol means and recognize when you see it, okay? Saturn represents order and structure, okay? So for example, if you've been feeling like things are a little chaotic in your life, and you've been speaking to your spirit about, I don't know what the fuck is going on, I don't know what I need to do, I don't know how I need to move, right? And you turn on the TV, a movie comes on, this is a symbol, right, of the logo, right? You pull up at a coffee shop, you look over, somebody has the symbol of this tattoo on. Okay, all right. Now, everything usually comes in threes. Okay, so confirmation, just so you know, is going to show up 3 or more times. Okay, get this, guys. Whenever your spirit is trying to confirm anything to you, it is going to confirm it 3 or more times. Okay, especially if you need confirmation, you will get confirmation 3 or more times, and it's usually consecutively. Okay, so you see it throughout the day consecutively. All right, or you see it every day for 3 days consecutively. All right, so please know that whenever you are seeing anything consecutively, or you keep seeing anything over and over, it is not random. That is how the spiritual realm communicates. You will see the same thing over and over, not just numbers. It can be words, it can be symbols, it can be pictures, it can be colors. Okay, so your guys are going to communicate with symbols, so you would need to know what these symbols represent, okay? Like I said, maybe you don't have to get into as depth as I do, because I study the psychology and the archetypes, right? But you do need to know what shit means, okay? You do need to know what shit means. Let me give y'all another clue. Do y'all see? Okay, so for example, if you're seeing this symbol 3 days in a row, and you're asking your spirit guides, like, I don't know what's going on, but you're seeing this symbol 3 days in a row or 3 times throughout the day, your spirit could be telling you, okay, you need more order and structure, and you need it in this area. Because say for example, every time they show it to you, it's in a commercial about bills, right? You need it in this area. You may have to tighten up and gain more order and structure in your money. Okay, so pay attention to where they're giving you the messages also, okay? Where they're giving you the messages and what you're asking, all right? Kind of like you got to follow the breadcrumbs. All right. Now, for example, let me give you another breakdown of this one. So let's take a look at the one, this top one right here, right, which is Jupiter. Okay. And Jupiter is 10 on If you're looking at the chemical compound makeup, this would be 10, right? Now, can anybody tell me what Jupiter also looks like? If you can tell me what Jupiter, if you look at Jupiter, what is literally the first thing you see when you look at Jupiter? And by the way, Jupiter is this one. Can anybody tell me what Jupiter looks like? Thank you. Okay. All right. Does anybody have any, can anybody give me, okay, perfect. Can anybody tell me, just from a metaphysical, 24, okay, all right, okay, 24, all right. Can anybody else from a metaphysical standpoint of view, right, just maybe in even one word, what the number 4, thank you. Okay, that's what I was looking for, self-mastery. Okay, so Ashley, do you see, just by seeing this symbol, immediately you get self-mastery is required in the thing, right? So for some of you, you're seeing a 2 and you're seeing a 4. If you add the 2 and the 4 together, what are you getting? You're getting 6, right? So also when you know the vibration of a 6, you can then correlate that message, okay? So I get a 4, just so you guys know. I'm seeing a 4, right? In Jupiter. And Jupiter is also the planets that rules magicians. It's the planet of magic, okay? So if you understand that Jupiter is the planet of magic, and you also understand that 4 represents self-mastery, right? You understand 4 represents self-mastery. Whenever you see the symbol, you can, your spirit and your intuition is telling you got this. This is the magic in this. You can master this, okay? Or you may need to master this, okay? Now, for those of you that are seeing it as a 24, fear not, because that is also the message that your spirit is trying to get across to you, okay? So fear not, right? So it doesn't mean that because you didn't see a 4, but you saw a 24, that means the message is incorrect. No, 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 no. We know that each digit has a vibration. So at that point, what you would do, because you got 2 digits, you want to add those 2 digits together to get a single digit, okay? Whenever you're dealing with vibration, because universe is always going to speak in numbers and in symbols, okay? Whenever you're trying to get a vibration of what the universe is trying to tell you, reduce it down to a single digit, okay? Just like today, I think we're vibrating on the number 8, right? How did I get the number 8? 3 plus 2 plus 8 plus 2 plus 0 plus 2 plus 0 gives me 8, single digit. It comes out to 17, which the was it 17? Yes, it comes out to 17, which then I'm sorry, it comes out to, nope, it doesn't even come out to 17. It comes out to 8 immediately. New beginnings, okay? So another thing that you guys may want to get in your arsenal of mastery is the numerical vibration of things, okay? So those of you that saw the number 2 and 4, that will be the vibration of 6. 6 equals balance and harmony, okay? So your message at that point could simply be you need more balance and harmony in your life. So the universe and your guides and your angels are going to communicate with what? Signs and symbols, colors, okay? Excuse me, y'all, my allergies. Whew. I don't know if you're in Georgia, but the pollen is ridiculous down here, y'all. Green all over. My apologies. I did not mean to blow my nose on screen. My apologies. Okay, so we're talking about signs and symbols using numbers, using colors. Since you woke up, yeah, so you already know. Numbers, colors, symbols, okay? As well as intuitive messages, flashes within your eye, your mind's eye. For some of you could be in dead smack deja vu situations. Oh, I'm so sorry, y'all. Some of you could be in dead smack deja vu situations where messages are coming in real time, okay? Now, another thing, I also want to get some local honey. Oh, thank you, Jasmine. I do know where local honey is. Thank you. You're right, because the pollen is in the local honey. Thank you. Um, so I want you guys to understand also that sometimes, although you would have the um although you've had a foundation of the symbols, the messages, like I said on one live that we did, the message could mean different things for different people. Okay, so understand the basic of the meaning, and then you will be able to see whether or not and how that message applies to you. You know what? I just realized my instant is going. Hold on one second, guys. I just realized I have an instant going, which is probably not the best for I forgot about that. That is not good if I'm sneezing to have that instant just going like that. So for example, let me just give you guys another one, okay? You guys see this symbol all over all of the time. This is the Pisces symbol, the 6 and the 9, or two fishes, right? This is the yin and the yang symbol. This is a flow of energy. This is a positive and a negative. So if you understand what this symbol represents, and you also understand the archetype of Pisces, Pisces archetype is all about I believe, okay? So when you believe, you embody the energy, okay? You embody the, I'm sorry, Cancer. I'm sorry, Cancer. Cancer. I'm sorry. Cancer, which makes sense. Thank you, Oli. Um, Cancer, which is all about I feel, which then invokes the I believe, okay? So Cancer is the yin and the yang symbol, and this is where we talk about the heart chakra, what governs. I think I showed you guys this already. And I'm going to email you guys this also. I'm going to email this to you guys also. I don't know if I put it up in the community. But this is what's going on here. Do you see how it's important for you to pay attention to the symbols? Because these symbols, look, you got the moon, right? And you got the sun, right? The moon and the sun. And then the moon and the sun symbol is in the middle of your chest, your heart chakra, right? Cancer, the yin and the yang, right? Energy. And then you also have Leo, okay? Now, pay attention to also the shapes of things, okay? The shapes of things and how they move are very important, all right? So the reason why I say that is because Spirit may say to you, you can look at a symbol and get many different reasons, right? So Spirit can say to you, you're too rigid, right? You're too rigid. So when you see the symbol of Leo, some of you, this could indicate you may have to be a little bit more flexible, right? Or even over here. When you look at the sun's energy, right? The sun's energy is supposed to represent all of the polarities within you. This is all the 12 zodiac signs. This is what you project outwardly to the world. The dot in you represents your intuitive nature. This is your spark. Your spark, this dot is what gives light to everything else that's projecting outwardly, okay? So when you see this symbol, you innately know that you're in control of everything based on what you project outwardly, because you aren't the dot in the middle, right? So some of you may ask the question, and instead of you getting words, Ronnie, you may get symbols, all right? And I am going to make sure that you guys have this today. I will email it to you today, okay? I think I told you guys the last time, it's also important for you not to take the first definition or the first meaning of things, okay? Now, does anybody have any questions so far before we get into this week's exercise and start practicing what we would need to do? Because I just hit you guys with a lot of information. Does anybody have any questions? And while you guys are typing your questions, I also want you guys to look at this too. Why it's informative for you to know this. Look at all these symbols down here that you see on a regular basis and you do not know it. Okay, salt, right? Sulfur. You got salt, sulfur. You see this symbol all the time and you don't even know it. And then let me tell you something. Then you have two symbols in one, right? Because as you have the triangle, and we explained the triangle on one of the lives. I don't know if you guys remember me explaining. Boom. Okay, so only. Do you get it? Do you get it? Now let me ask you a question. Do you guys know the representation of salt? Okay, yeah. So now do you see how you see these symbols all over the place? Now there's another symbol that you see here all the time. Do y'all see this? Does anybody represents this symbol? Okay, so only it so salt is the one energy that's able to pull out energy, right? Salt neutralizes energy, right? So salt, whenever you're going through to take a bath, one of the things that you use is sea salt because it pulls out all the negative enzymes, right? So why the fuck is Pepsi programming you with the salt symbol? Think about that. Why are they program you with the salt symbol? Because you can use this in the reverse also, right? You can use this in reverse also. So basically, I'm going to pull from you, right? I'm going to pull from you. Uh-huh. Okay. Okay, so you see the omega sign? Okay. You see the omega sign, right? But this is the symbol of death. This is a symbol of death. This is a symbol of life. Death, life. Death, life. So you're seeing these symbols all of the time, and it's omega, but this represents death. This represents life. Okay? Now be mindful. Be mindful also, right? You can't have life with first having death. So when you understand the bigger concept of death, you understand, why this could be considered the omega symbol. Everything first has to die to itself to be born. Okay? We talked about, maybe not, let me just explain how this works to you. It's like having a seed, an apple seed. The apple seed has to die to itself first to be able to produce apples. What do I mean by that? In order for that apple seed to be birthed into its true greatness and create a legacy and multiply into thousands of apples, right? It first has to die to itself. You got to plant that apple seed in the dark, in the ground. It can't see shit. It don't know when it's going to get roots. You understand what I'm saying? It don't know what the fuck is going on out there. It's cold. It's wet. It's scary. You're by yourself, right? But eventually, some roots start to pop out through the seed. Eventually, you ground yourself, right? Eventually, before you know it, a stem pops up through the dirt. Oh, shit. Oh, it's nice up here. I could get used to this shit. And eventually, you grow, you grow, you grow, you grow, you grow. You go through all these different experiences, and then you produce this apple. Okay? So, the point I'm trying to make is you can't get to anything without first dying to something. You don't have to let go of something in order to gain something. Okay? And when you understand that's the circle of life, death has to come before life. Death has to come before life, right? The sperm has to die to the egg, right? The sperm has to send its intention and die, right? And surrender to the egg to conceive. So there's always a cycle. So please know that, all right? And this is another thing I want to give you guys, right? In your spiritual walk, you really want to think from the concept of reverse, right? Which means anything they told you is good, you want to question. Anything they told you is evil, you may want to research because that's where all the shit is, okay? So be mindful, that's how the spiritual work. Anything that they tell you you need to stay away from is usually the things you need to study because that's where all the mysteries are, all right? So I am going to get this out to you, but just know, all right? You see this all the time, and a lot of people pledge to the omega shit, but you don't even know you're pledging to death and shit. You understand what I'm saying? You don't even know you're pledging to life and shit. Whose life are you pledging, right? Whose death are you pledging, right? So pay attention to these shit. These are important. These are important because we talked about this realm works by spells, spell in. What are you agreeing to, right? Now, another thing that you guys need to know is that every day you fucking work in magic, whether you call it magic or not, okay? You're either working magic indirectly or you're working with magic directly, okay? If you can think of a person and they call you, guess what? You've tapped into your own internal magic. That's telepathic. You're dealing with your telepathic, okay? Okay, Ronnie said, I often wondered that when I was in church, fortune tellers were evil, but prophets were okay. No, they're all the same thing. Ronnie, they're all the same thing. They're all the same thing. Okay, we are all tapped in the same way. Let me give you the difference. Okay, let me give you the difference. A prophet in the church can probably get into deeper realms based on a person's heart. in the purity of your heart. So if your heart is pure and you're really trying to help others, you will be able to get into other realms, right? But if you're out there and it's just a buck for you, there are people that can read people and not even get into that world, but they're genuinely people that can read you based on body language, based on how you speak, based on how react to something they say, and don't have a gift to tap into that world at all. Okay. So what I would say is a prophet or someone that's gifted can not only tap into that world, Ronnie, but they can tell you where the and they can tell you how to get around the roadblocks. Okay, someone who's more of a fortune teller can tell you what the roadblocks are, but they may not be able to tell you how to maneuver through them. Okay, and that's usually how you can tell the difference. The ones that are just there to vibe off your energy usually produce doom and gloom, right? The ones that are really gifted can tell you, okay, this shit is gonna go down, but if you do XYZ, you can avoid all of that stuff. All right, and usually, if you were tuned in and tapped in, they are not going to be telling you. All right, this is why it's important for nobody to know you better than you yourself. Okay. Okay, so Jasmine said, I think of one of my guys as a mermaid, and I just started daydreaming. Okay, so I don't think that's far fetched, Jasmine. Um, and you may want to even get connected to water. I know definitely I connect with that realm. I connect with that realm because I mean at one point Kelly was speaking about going up in her dragon, and I said to her, no, Will told me I need to go down. Like I need to go down. There's people down. Like I need to go in the water. And on a few videos I talked about creating my submarine. You love water? Yeah. In a few videos, Jasmine, I literally built a submarine. And I haven't been on my submarine in a while, so I'm gonna get on my submarine today. But I have mentally created a submarine, and just like you can be in a plane and watch the earth from above, I am literally watching the earth from below in my submarine, right? It's a very interesting perspective from the bottom, because from the bottom perspective you get a full understanding of the foundation of things. Okay, because things tend to, right, you plant it and it grows up, right, as above so below, right? But if it as above so below, you also need to pay attention to what's happening below. Okay, so this week's exercise is for you to pay attention to how your guys are communicating, and for you to continue to ask questions, right? And you're going to ask questions relevant to what your needs are. Okay, there is a lot of fear going on now in the atmosphere and in the universe, so this is a really good time for you to tap into your guys and your angels to ask about your day, how you should structure your day, what you should do. All right, should I go to this supermarket? Like little, please involve them in the little simple things of your day. It doesn't have to be anything grand. The little simple things of your day is going to be important, okay, for you to invite them into. I recently had a dream where octopus came into the shore and got me and took me. Okay, now let me explain something to you. Only. Um, I don't know why I'm actually feeling like this could be. Um, Let me just say this. You're more tapped in than you think. Do you know how much fucking realms that octopus could enter at once? Do you know how big an octopus brain is? I haven't fully studied up on it enough to talk about it in depth like I would like to. But the research that I have done on octopus and the research that's coming through now is that only I want you to ask some questions about that, because I'm kind of interested to see if you're tapped into a particular octopus per se, right? Or you're just tapped into a different dimension in the aqua world, right? And I say that only because right now, and you guys can research this, octopus are being researched on. So they're literally tapping into the consciousness of octopuses, okay? Because octopus is one of the most ancient beings, okay, on this earth, okay, as far as the water creatures are concerned. So there's a lot of there is a lot, and I think the octopus has as much brains as it has tentacles. So the octopus is one of the most multi-dimensional beings there. So only you may want to research that, and I would also start writing down what messages are coming through, because you could be gaining a lot of substance right now. Okay. Uh-huh. Okay. Yep. So you know exactly. Boom. Uh-huh. Yeah. Okay. And research it. It is not just from that movie. What they are talking about is happening in real time. It is not just the movie. Okay. It is happening in real time. And another thing that you may want to look into only is quantum entanglement. Okay. Actually, all of you guys here really need to pay attention to quantum entanglement. There's really yep, showed me people under there. Okay, it did. Okay. Uh-huh. All right. So yeah. And okay, so this is okay, so let's talk about this really quickly, guys. Okay, let me explain something to you guys right now, right off the bat. Okay, a lot of you, now that you're going to be tapping into your guys and tapping into your ancestors and tapping into your angels, a lot of this information when it comes through may sound sci-fi-ish to you, like you're watching a sci-fi movie. Some of you may even felt like, oh shit, nah, this ain't real. This is coming from a movie that I just watched 2 weeks ago. Okay, trust me when I say the shit that you watched 2 weeks ago is more consistent to really what's going on than the shit that you're seeing with your own eyes that's unfolding in real time in this dimension today. Okay. Yeah. So just know sci-fi is the realest, closest thing to really what's going on behind the veil. Okay. I want you guys to know that. All right. So if you're experiencing anything sci-fi-ish, this is the community where we can talk about that. Okay. Because that world exists. And I think I referenced to you guys last week to pay attention to the movie Bright. Okay. If you can go back and watch the movie Bright, that I feel like we're going to get into Bright within the next 10 to 15 years, definitely probably within my lifetime. Okay. There is going to be some type of communication with entities outside of this earthly realm. I'm preparing y'all for that now. That's coming. Okay. It's coming. All right. And they're also preparing you for this. Okay. So which is kind of exciting because it makes me think that maybe I might meet my guide in real time, like I might connect with my guide and literally be able to hug and feel, or maybe telepathically hug and feel my guide. Like if this veil was coming down where we are no longer going to be constrained by, and I told y'all my theory on this, right? It's a very exciting time to be in. Like this, you shouldn't be scared. You have so much fucking power. Like literally, you should not be scared. And I was speaking to Bruce about this morning, because we were talking about the chemtrails, and I was explaining to Bruce. Now, Bruce is now under the impression that the chemtrails are doing a lot more than just making us sick. And if I'm being really honest with you, I don't think the chemtrail, I really feel like they give the chemtrails more hype as sickness than concern. Because if you're really paying attention to your immune system, this is what I'm personally learning. If you're really paying attention to your immune system and you put the proper things within your immune system, hence why you guys need to do the CMOS, and we're going to be doing that video today, you start to understand that no weapon against you form shall prosper. I want you guys maybe to write that down somewhere, jot that down somewhere. No weapon formed against you shall prosper if you are aware of your power. Okay, you are a energetic spiritual being in a physical body. This body is literally a car. It's a suit that you get into. Okay, so right now, if you think about it, you're really not awake. You're sleeping. Okay. So your awake state would be your dream state. That would be your most real state that you're in. Okay. So I want you guys to understand that. All right. So your exercise for this week is going to be to continue to communicate with your guides. Okay. This is going to be concerning any problems that you have. Right. I do want to just give you guys a prediction, and I'm going to pull some cards before we leave here. I just want to give you guys some prediction of the energy that's coming up in the atmosphere. I want to say definitely for the next, um 2 to 3 weeks. Okay, for the next 2 to 3 weeks there is going to be a heightened super heightened sense of fear. Okay, super heightened sense of fear. I was speaking to Kelly this morning, and she's telling me what's going on. I can personally say one of the things that I might be doing, you gave me the wrong scripture. Okay, thank you. Isaiah 54:17, no weapon formed against me. One of the things that I have been experiencing myself, and I don't know how much of you are experiencing that, and if not, this is something that we can also incorporate in your weekly exercise, right? I have been experiencing an overwhelming sense of peace. I really can say that I am not of peace. I really can say that I am not in a fear bubble. I have shut off the news. I don't read the stuff on the internet. Because I trust my guides and I trust my spirit and I trust my intuition. I trust that I will be guided when I need to be, when I need to be guided. So I trust when I show up in the supermarket. The bread is going to be there. I trust when I show up in the supermarket, if it's the last 2 bottles of water that I need, they're going to be there. I trust that when I walk in and I open a door, I'm good because I'm protected. So this is the time that we need to stand in, okay? I am not saying by you don't walk with caution as to what the fuck is going on. I'm not saying that, which means simple things. Wash your hands. It's allergy season. Wash your hands. Put hand sanitizer. I'm not saying you don't do the basic things like that, but what I am not going to do is walk around in fear. So I am living my life as normal as possible. Okay. I still do my Walmart runs, because I got teenagers in the house, so I still need to get out. I've met my mirror, so I'm still interacting with my mirror. And this is what I can say to you guys. For those of you that are really in a place where you really want to learn, this is such a beautiful time for you to master yourself. Okay. And I'm not saying that it's going to be easy sometimes, but really, if you cut off the fear, right? And if you incorporate not having so much conversations with people about this issue that's going on, that is going to save you a lot of energy being dispelled in that direction. Whatever you give energy to, you ignite. I just showed you guys this picture. Okay. I just showed you guys this picture. The sun, right, is what's being projected, your intention. The moon is receiving, it's going to give the feeling. So if the sun is constantly giving the moon fear, that's what you're going to project. Okay, so please be mindful of that. All right. So Ronnie said she stopped watching TV in the news years ago. Okay, so Kimberly said one customer told me I was happy when I went shopping, no weapon form. Exactly, that's what you got to stand in. Okay. I had feeling something was going to happen on this trip. I met someone who gifted and told me. See, I'm telling you, told me, and him will be really good friends. See, look at this. I'm explaining this to you, right? This energy that we're in right now, trust me when I say you will be meeting the right people at the right time. The right situations will be coming to you at the right divine moment, right? So as you are moving through this week, right, incorporate your guides and the things that you need. If you want a fucking parking space, well, I need a parking space, you know. Whatever your guy's name is, I need a parking space. Call into your ancestors. So, and you should know the difference too, because your aunts. Okay, so just so y'all know, your ancestors and people that has transitioned from this realm into like the spiritual realm, a lot of them still can physically do stuff here on this realm by working through you. Okay, so what you would need to do is to be mindful of that too. Calling your ancestors, even if you don't have names, you can call them for little shit. You need a bill page, you need them to handle such and such, because such and such is popping up. Whatever you need to do, okay? Um, if you're not sure of what you can ask help with, right? Ask them. Ask them. Now, this is what I will say to you. All right. And this is why you need to be able to trust your intuition and know the voice. And this is why we do these exercises so you can pay attention to the voice, okay? Um, your intuitive energy and your guides and your angels and your ancestors, they're not going to give you fuckery. They're not going to tell you anything to do to harm yourself. They're not going to give you any information that will make you feel bad about yourself. They're only going to uplift you, exalt you, correct you in a loving way if needed, and guide you. Okay, so any energy that you have coming in that's making you feel negative or making you feel bad about yourself or making you feel like doing something negative, that is not, you need to get quiet, you need to breathe, you need to center yourself so you can tap in again. Okay. So all right, so once again, the exercise for this week, because we're wrapping up with the hour here, okay? You are going to be continuously communicating with your guides. All right, now what you're going to be doing this week is paying attention to anything repetitive. Okay, I am going to definitely email you guys this alchemic symbol. Okay, just glance at it throughout the week. Okay, see if you see any symbols here. Google the spiritual meaning of these things. See what you can find out. See what the messages are coming through. Okay, you are not going to be able to do this without doing the work. I promise you. And once you have only a small inclination of what any of these things mean, immediately when you see the symbol, you can capture a message, okay? Because your messages are going to come in through symbols, visions, deja vus, okay, conversations. All right, they're gonna come through commercials. They're gonna come through other people, depending on the situation. All right, they're gonna come through pictures, repetitive. But whatever it is, it's going to be repetitive. If you are not sure, you need confirmation. They will repeat it more than once. Okay, so understand that. So pay attention to the symbols. All right, pay attention to the colors. All right, if you walk by and okay, so let me give you the clue how you know this is something you should pay attention to. Let me give you that, because maybe some of you know, well, what do I know to pay attention to, right? If you walk into a room and immediately the first thing your eyes go to is a green pillow, okay, pocket that green pillow. Don't know that yet, okay? May not mean anything to you. May not even mean anything to you, right? Then you walk in, let's say, to Walmart, and immediately you walk into Walmart, and on the side of you walking, there's a stack of green pillows. Okay, the second time I've seen green pillows. All right, so pillows could mean one thing, green could mean another thing, and in combination, you got a full message. Okay, pay attention. Okay, now you driving down the freeway. Now you look up at the billboard, you see a lady lying on the bed, and what is she lying on? She's lying on a green pillow. Okay, do you guys see what I'm saying in the signs and the symbols? I want you guys, if you have questions about this, I want you to get this before I leave. Do you understand how you're going to be paying attention to how the spiritual world communicates this week? Okay, Ashley said yes. Kimberly, you got it? Okay, only said yes. Jasmine and Kimberly, okay, Kimberly said okay. Okay, Ronnie, okay, perfect, okay, good, okay. So you're paying attention to the repetition. You're paying attention to the color. You know, green is heart chakra. That's love. That's compassion. That's forgiveness. Okay. So if you're seeing anything that's pulling you towards green this week, you may want to check your heart chakra. Anything that's orange, sacral chakra. Okay. And these are things that's Googleable. All right. You don't know, you Google. And I already taught you that you don't have to go with the first definition. You can definitely check the next one until it resonates with your spirit. Okay. So symbols, sign. Okay, Egypt keeps popping up. Okay, Jasmine, and you're going to go on a trip to Egypt, just so you know. And there's something there about your past life, Jasmine, and there's a past life about Egypt, that a gift that you will be tapping into. Okay, and there's also like that green beetle bug. I don't know what the green beetle bug represents, but research that and see if anything there resonates with you, Jasmine. Okay, that green beetle. I think that's Egyptian. I can't remember the name of it. The scarlet beetle, I think. I don't remember, but it's a beetle. The green Egyptian beetle. Spiritual meaning of the green Egyptian beetle. Because there's a message here for you, Jasmine, and you will be going to Egypt, just so you know. Okay. Okay. So everybody got it. Okay. Perfect. All right. So now, let's do this. I'm gonna give you guys an exercise. Okay. I was looking it up. And the symbols, and that popped up. Okay. Ooh. The green beetle popped up? The green beetle popped up, Jasmine? It's the scarab. Okay, scarab beetle. Thank you, Ronnie. Okay. See? All right. So, okay, so Jasmine, just so you know, that's another confirmation. Do y'all see how Spirit just confirmed Jasmine's Egypt? Did everybody just see how that just happened? I just mentioned the green beetle, right? And Jasmine said when she looked up Egypt, that was a symbol that popped up. So Jasmine, are you seeing the correlation? Do you guys see how just do you see how that just happened? That's a message, okay? Okay, so now she's looking for another. So Jasmine, just so you know, okay, you now have a message. So it's now your job to investigate where they're trying to get you to, or what they're trying to tell you. Okay, so this is how this happens. This was perfect. This was perfect. Okay, so now this is our exercise this week. I want you guys to communicate with your guys and ask questions, right? But because we're on empaths here, right? I want you guys to also ask this week, right? Is there anything going on in the collective that we need to know about? Okay. And I will bring back what I hear, and everyone else can bring back what they hear, and then we can all tap in together. All right. So along with you communicating with your guides and paying attention to the symbols, right? The question that we're asking this week of our guides and our angels is there anything that's going to happen in the collective that we should know about? Okay. And then next Saturday, we would all come together and put it all together and decode it if necessary. Okay. So that's everyone's exercise this week. Oh, okay. So Jasmine, Kimberly is saying that she's getting something about where they want you to go in Egypt. Okay, I don't know if the scarab beetles are significant with a sacred place in Egypt directly, but that's something to look into. Okay. All right. Was today helpful? And do you guys have any more questions before we jump off? Because I don't want to keep you guys past an hour. Okay, so today was helpful. Do you have any question for me? Because I do not want to leave you guys here. Um, okay, perfect. What I want to do really quickly, but Angela Moon is not on here, and I really don't want to have to repeat the exercise. So the next time she comes on, okay, guys, remind me to teach you guys. I think I was going to teach you guys how to program. There was something I was supposed to show you guys how to program something. I just can't remember what it was, but that was based on Angela's question in the live. I don't want to repeat it. I want us to practice here how to anchor the room. So we'll do it before the class is over. I'll do that the next time she joins us. Okay. Only okay. Yes, it was really okay. Yes, it really was. I was Jasmine. Yep. No. Oh, okay. So now let me explain something else because Jasmine's comment. I want you to grab this to Ronnie and Jasmine because you guys may be experiencing the same thing. Okay. Depending on how you hear in the spiritual realm, it could be the dominant way that spirit communicates with you. Okay. Some people hear by feeling, right? So they're gonna feel something first. Okay. Some people hear by seeing, so they'll see it, right? Some people get like, so for me, I'm audio, right? I'm always going to hear first. Audio is my predominant. So when I go into the spiritual realm, this is what I always hear first. Okay. Secondary after my audio is my vision, my third eye. Then I see a vision. Okay. This is getting stronger. My vision is getting right. And I can also smell, but the smelling is not my predominant. I work with all of them. I don't know what I work with all of them, right? However, there is one predominant one that you may be working with, Jasmine and Ronnie, and that could be an indication of how your messages come through. Okay, so you may not always be able to hear Jasmine and Ronnie, and next week maybe we can talk about that. Okay, we can talk about the ways that you can, the different ways that spirit may communicate with you. Some people are kinetic, some people are audio, some people feel. So please understand. We'll talk about that next week, okay? Okay, so Jasmine says she's been dreaming a lot, okay? Ronnie, you may not hear Ronnie, but you may just feel. Like it may just be a feeling. You may not hear, right? But you can be a feeling, right? Or you may not be able to hear Ronnie, but you get a vision, okay? So I want you guys to be open of all of the different avenues that you can be connected. So don't get stuck to one way, okay? Everybody interacts differently. I hear. That's my predominant, but I also see, I also smell. Okay. Yeah, visions. Okay. Kimberly says visions. Okay. So next week, what we will do is kind of identify your strong points so you guys can know, right, which way spirit strongly communicates with you. Okay. So you don't feel like you're missing things because you don't know which one you're more dominant in. All right. Okay, so Jasmine is saying the dreams picked up more when I was listening to the Kabbalion. Look at that, okay? And did you find the Kabbalion on YouTube, Jasmine? This would be a really good time for you guys just to plug in stuff and have it in the atmosphere while you're cooking. You don't have to be sitting, but the Kabbalion is something that you can pop on, while you're cooking in the kitchen or any of these. Listen. Yeah, you can find you can find all of this information on YouTube. And I told you no audiobooks, but it's on YouTube for free. I know it's on YouTube for free because I have it in my one of my playlists, right? And so I want you guys to really, 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 really be open to all of the ways the universe speaks to us. It's not just one way, okay? It's not just one way. We are highly sensitive, and we need to be able to understand the different aspects of ourselves and how the messages can come in, okay? So once again, you will be practicing this week. We're going to be asking our guides and our angels, not just your own personal questions. Okay, you should be doing this every day, but our message is going to be asking what is going to happen within the collective that we may need to know about, and then we'll circle back next week and unpack it all. Okay, now I do also want you guys to be mindful, if you've asked for the name of your guys and you have not gotten it yet, with the exercise that we did today, you should be able to clearly. Oh, Angela. Oh, okay. So Angela, just so you know, Angela, um, you are not late. You're right on time. You are going to have to do the playback for today's class. However, we literally, guys, I think we literally just pulled Angela in. Angela, we literally just called your name not even 5 minutes ago. So nothing is by coincidence. We literally just pulled your energy in. Okay. Yeah, so watch the playback, all right? And I did not do remember we talked about on the live, I literally just said I'm gonna wait until Angela joins us next class so we can do the exercise that I told her we were gonna do, okay? So we did not do it without you, just so you know, all right? But we will do it next week, okay? And guys, check your spam folders if you don't see the emails by 3 o'clock, okay? It may be sent out at 2:30, but you will have it in there by 3, okay? So if you don't see it in your folder, check your spam if you see 3 o'clock comes and you don't get it, okay? So Angela, just know we love you, and we did not go through the exercise today without you, okay? So watch the playback, because I wanted to make sure that if you had questions, we were able to repeat it so you can get it, okay? It's okay. It's all love here. All right, my love? Yeah, and it's a lot of collective. It's a lot of collective, okay? So, and also, Angela, I am not going to be on the lives as much, so you want to set your notification button. When you get a chance to watch the playback, you'll understand why I've kind of pulled back. I am changing some things, okay? And if you guys have any questions, bring your questions next week, okay? I do not leave here unless you guys are comfortable, all right? And now that you guys, yes. Oh, thank you. I appreciate it, okay? All right, my lovelies. Email me with your questions if you have any. Email with your questions if you have any. Practice the exercises. We have not done anything new today that we have not been building on. Okay, Angela? So everything that we've done today, we have already built on. These are things that we did last week. And then last week we practiced the things from the week before. So we're just incorporating all of them, okay, and giving you some information on how you can understand the symbols, all right? And you're going to receive an email, Angela, with the symbol list, okay? But you're going to have to watch the video to kind of get the understanding of how this works, okay? All right. All right, me. You're welcome, my love. Okay, guys. Bye, my love. I will see you guys next Saturday. All right. Email me with questions, or you guys can wait until Saturday when we have real time and I can explain it better via the live, okay? Love you guys. Have a wonderful weekend, guys.